Illustrations by Pete.
Hello everyone, welcome to another video. I don't know if you've ever heard of it before, but scribble art is pretty cool. It's kind of like sketching but with a pen. So you're gonna see up here is some things that I've done, and some of them look more finished than others. My logo is a scribble art kind of thing, and so I like doing this in these gray books, because in the gray books you can put the pen on and then you can highlight the areas you want to highlight and make dark the areas you want to have dark, and then have some of that mid-tone gray come through wherever you want it, and it's not another color that you have to add to it. So I really enjoy using these books. I think I've said that several times before. And today I'm going to show you how to use, now this scribble art is more like a line art. Some people use circular motions when they use their line art, but you can use lines, and almost like you're sketching with a pencil. That's exactly right. So you can use all different sorts of stuff with it. You can use gouache on it. The owl that you saw had gouache on it, and it's just another thing you can do. So you can add a little bit of color if you want in there, either in the background or on top of, and it's just fun. But the idea is to be very, very sketchy, and slowly, here's the process. You take a very fine line pen and you start just sketching, like you would with a pencil. And then as you start to form shapes and patterns and things like that, you just darken in those areas. And I'm going to step this up a few times. I'm going to use a very fine line first, then I'm going to go to a thicker line, then I'm going to go to an even thicker line, and then I'm going to use a white gel pen for some highlights. Now, right away at the front there on the top there, I knew I wanted to make that an eye once I put in that first shape. So that's what I ended up doing. But you don't have to do that. You don't have to make it look like anything if you don't want. It can just look like whatever. I happen to always do this with bird sketching. I love to do this with bird sketches, and that's why all the ones at the beginning you saw were birds. But in this one, you saw some birds come out as well. You'll see these weird, like, stalk, did I say stalk? No, stork, heron, crane looking things coming out from behind that main thing. And then there's another big head that's kind of towards the bottom of whatever that is, and then everything kind of looks like wings and feathers, and you'll see. But anyway, this is really fun. If you've never done this before, you're just letting go. It's almost like a combination of automatic drawing and doodling, because you're just throwing lines in a certain area, and that's kind of the automatic drawing kind of part. And then as you see something you want to develop, you do it. You don't just keep doing random things. You stop and then you develop that area. And then you can always come back to it later and develop it more and make it darker or lighter, or however you want to do that. So it's almost a very nice blend of the two. And I enjoy doing this for sketching. It just helps me come up with some ideas. Fantasy stuff. If you're into drawing fantasy art, doing stuff like this is really fun, because you can just kind of develop things slowly. I know this is going to look ugly at the end. That's okay. It's part of the process. Sometimes these look nice and sometimes they look ugly. But the idea is to develop form and shape and really put a couple of things together, and then sometimes you like it and you can take that to another drawing, and sometimes you don't and you just can leave it where it is. So I know I've mentioned art contests before, and a few of you have replied, but it has created some more questions in my head. So if you could, those of you who have replied, or even people who have not replied, just go ahead and let me know what you think about this. So I understand the need for some people who practice a skill to see how they compare to other people who also practice that skill. I get that. And maybe it's to compare a technical ability, or I also understand sometimes artists just get together to support each other, and that's what the contests are about. I get all that. But what I don't get is the idea of an actual art contest. I don't understand the concept because, look, if you're competing in a long jump contest, then whoever jumps the furthest is the winner. If you compete in a race, the first who crosses the finish line wins. But if you enter an art contest, it's not always very obvious who's better. Sometimes it's who the judge likes or something about that thing. Maybe the subject is more to their liking, or maybe the style is more what they like, but it's completely subjective. Now, I know, here's some of the things that people have said. They've said, yeah, but the judges could judge composition and line quality and technical aspects of art. But again, for me, it's the same question. Who decides what a good line quality is? You may like your lines steady and even, and the next person likes them very varying to create interest. And so that's what they like, and so they would judge things different than someone else. And what about the composition? I've seen so many drawings and paintings that I thought were awesome, but they weren't framed conventionally. You know, they didn't follow the rule of thirds, and they weren't really done that way. Sometimes I see paintings that are done, landscapes, where the shadows look like they're in the wrong place, but the art is amazing, and I would definitely say that was better than something that I did, even if I put the shadows in the right place. It's because the art itself was good. But again, it's subjective. I don't think someone can say definitively this is better art than something, unless there's a very strong stipulation, such as who can do the most realistic painting. And then maybe you can decide that if one looks like a photograph, an exact copy of a photograph, and another one you can tell it was painted, you can say, okay, this one's better. In that instance, I don't think it's better as art. I think it's better for that instance. What I'm really saying is, I don't think anyone can objectively say whose art is better. They can only say whose art they think better follows a principle, and that they think it is correct for that style. And hey, if you enjoy art contests, go nuts, enjoy it. It's just not for me. At least not normal ones. Sometimes I if there's like an art channel or a group and they say, hey, we're gonna have an art contest, whatever, I get the camaraderie there and doing something together as a group, and maybe it's for something very simple, maybe it's just something whatever, but I get it. So here's what I'm going to do. 250 is coming up quick for me, and I said I was going to do some kind of a giveaway at 250. So here's what I would like you to do, and I'll mention it in this one, and I'll probably mention it in the next video as well. But here's what I'd like to do. The name of the giveaway is Whose Lines Are They Anyway? And what I would like you to do, and yes, it's a play on the TV show. The newer show especially is absolutely hysterical. The most recent shows of Whose Line Is It Anyway? I don't even know if I could breathe through half of it because it's hysterical. But I want to do a play on that, so here's what I'd like you to do. I would like you to draw a few lines. It could be, let's say 5 lines on a paper. Take a picture of it and email it to me. That's what I would like you to do, and that enters you into the contest. Of course, I need your name and your information so that if you do win, I can get back in touch with you. But your email should be fine. You don't have to send me where you are yet. But if I pick your lines to make a drawing out of, then I will say that you have won the contest or the giveaway or whatever. It's not a contest, it's a giveaway. And I don't care if you want to send me as many lines as you want, but at least 5 lines on the page. And they can be straight lines, they can be swirled lines, they can be up and down, however you want to do that. I would like to get something from you, and I'm going to try and copy those onto my page as best as I can, and then I'll make a drawing from it and see how you like it. Hopefully you do. That's my goal, is that you like it. once I pick whoever's lines I'm going to do, and if you want to do a full automatic drawing and fill up a whole page, do that and send it to me. I probably will not be able to replicate it on my page, so I might have to print it out on a printer, because automatic drawings get kind of crazy sometimes, and I probably won't be able to replicate every line. But it could be anything. You know, draw a stick figure or a rabbit stick figure. I don't know. You draw whatever you want, and I will go ahead. If I pick that one to do, then you have won the giveaway, and I will send you something. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do that yet. I'm trying to make this as accessible as I can to everyone, so I may do this. I may, you know, if you have an Amazon in your country, region, area, send you something through Amazon to where you live. That way you get it from your local distributor. You don't have to wait for me to mail something to you. But if not, or if I decide to send you something different, then I will go ahead and just send you, mail you something and do all that. So I'm working on another video right now where, you know, there are certain things that I really want to talk to you. I want you to hear them, and you know, sometimes we're just having fun here and I'm just joking around, but sometimes it bothers me when I hear people just, I don't know, they just tear down artists, or they give them advice that's not good for them, that would not only not make them move forward in their art career, but possibly destroy their art career because of some of the things that are said. And I am doing a quick video. It's not real, well, I don't know if it's going to be a quick video, but it's definitely something I'm working on, and I want to do that. But I just, you know, make sure that you're getting advice from the right people. And when I say that, I just mean, okay, let's say you're an oil painter, and here I mentioned someone's name, but I'm going to take that out because I really don't want to do that. I'm not really trying to call anybody out here. And he is an oil painter, a plein air oil painter, and that's his specialty. And if that's what you do, you should listen to what he's saying, because he has so much experience doing the thing that you're trying to do. But if you're a watercolorist, don't go to him for advice. If you're a comic artist, he's not going to help. Matter of fact, if you're a watercolorist, and I've actually heard this in a lecture that he gave, he will laugh at you, and he laughed at someone because he basically demeaned them. He basically said, well, you know, watercolor, that's a child's medium. He doesn't even consider it a professional artist, someone who does watercolor. That's not even really painting, if you ask him. And so make sure that the person that you're asking advice for it's relating to the thing that you're looking for, that you do. You don't want to, there's some advice can go through any kind of medium that you're using, and it can be applicable to everything that you're doing, but really make sure that the person you're receiving it from at least respects what you're doing and takes you seriously. And I know I talk about that stuff a lot, but I really think it's important. I do. I really think if you're in a certain journey with your art career, or whether you're just on it doesn't have to be a career. It could be just your journey with art. Maybe you're just doing it for yourself. But it's still important to get advice from someone who respects what you're doing. Because if they don't, the way that they're going to talk to you is terrible. And it's not going to help you. It's going to hinder you. And that's not exactly the video that I'm making. That's not what it's about. But I just wanted to say that again. I know I've said that at least in 3 other videos, but I just want to make sure that you hear it. And I don't know if you heard those other videos. So I just want you to know, if you're going to get advice from someone, make sure it's the right person. That's all. And vet them. And if they're not the right person, don't listen to them. I don't care how good of an artist they are. Don't listen, because really you need something that is really going to drive you. And if the advice you're getting doesn't and kind of knocks you down, that doesn't help anybody. It doesn't help you. And that person is just hurting their own career, because now they have people who did look up to them, who came to them for advice, and they just turned around and laughed at the person, and the person walked away. So now they've hurt their own career, and that person will tell other people. that person will say, hey, look, this person said this about you. And I'm not knocking this gentleman. He, like I said, he is an amazing artist. If you're an oil painter, he is one of the best people to go to. If you're a plein air painter, again, one of the best people to go to, is so long as you're using a medium that he respects, which is oils, basically. But anyway, it doesn't... That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that... well, I've said everything already. Alright, that's enough of that. Well, this video is just about coming to a close. I really appreciate all of you who have watched this to the very end. You're awesome. Here's a few more videos that you might be interested in popping up on the screen here, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.